Legato Looper and Drum Machine. This is a sponsored video. Legato sent me this for free. I do not have to return it. Okay, that out of the way. I'll turn it on in a second, but I just want to show you around first. There are 5 buttons. 5 on the front face here. Button 1, button 2, button 3, button 4, button 5, and yeah, this thing's got some weight to it. Nice metal case. Now on either side, we've got input left and right. Oh yes, you can do mono or stereo with this. External control, which I'll get back to in a moment. And if we turn it around, we've got our stereo or mono output. Now for guitar players, this is good if you use a digital delay that is a stereo, that has like a ping pong effect. That's cool. Okay, now, oh, in the back, we've got a 9-volt input and a USB-C. Now before we turn this guy on, a couple things to note up front. First, you need, I might as well show that again, a 9-volt center negative power adapter. This does not come with a power adapter, but you most likely already have one, because if you have a 9-volt adapter for your other pedals, it will work with this one. And if not, you can get one off Amazon or eBay very easily. That's not a problem. Secondly, this cannot be powered by USB alone. I tried. It won't do it. And that's okay, because this is an advanced pedal. You've got a screen up here and everything, so it's understandable that USB will not power this pedal. And speaking of USB, and I need to get this out of the way before showing the pedal off, is that, okay, if I plug this into a computer, and the manual does say this, by the way, I looked, nothing happens, because the USB functionality of this thing to get to the samples inside the loops that you record is accessed by software. It's 100% controlled by software. At the time I record this, the software isn't available yet, but I emailed Legato about it and I said, hey, I need the software. It's not ready yet. It will be soon. As a matter of fact, it might be ready by the time I publish this video. Might be. They're working on it. So anyway, that out of the way. And also, lastly, in order to switch from loop to loop with your foot, you do need the foot switch controller, which Legato makes. It does not come included with this pedal. So in order to get this thing to have loops that are able to be switched with only your foot, and yeah, you need that foot switch, and to power it, you do need the 9-volt. So, okay, now let's go ahead, plug this guy in, take a listen, show you how to use it. Let's go for it. Okay, we are ready to rock for the most part, so let's just go through a few things first before I actually show you how to use them so you get familiarized with this. Looper button, rhythm button. We'll start with looper first. 3 lights at the top here that tell you where you are. You start on memory. Now if I turn this knob, you'll see it has 40 memory slots. Okay, if I press it, it will go from memory to fade out. And again, I'll show how that works in a moment. I'm just going through it. So you have fade, and if you press it again, let me just so you can see the light there, you are now on level, which is volume, just for the looper. The volume for the drum machine on rhythm is separate, which is good, separate from the looper. So now if I press it again, we go back to memory. So if I just, you'll notice as I press this, it goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, back to memory. Now we'll go over here to rhythm. If I press this, this light goes out, this light goes on. This is the selection of the rhythm pattern that you want. Press it again, that is the beat per minute. press it again, and that is the volume of the drum machine. And I go back here. Okay, fine. Let's just change that over. And how many, I didn't count how many rhythms are in this, but we got, you start with just regular metronome, and then you got 10 of those. Then you got pop, 10 of those, rock, 10 of those, so that's 30 so far, metal, 10 of those, 40, disco, 10 of those, funk, 10 of those, blues, 10 of those. Oh yeah, notice that some of them do change time signatures, so you got 3/4 and 6/8 and so on. Then you got hip hop, 10 of those, jazz, 10 of those, Latin, 10 of those, fusion, 10 of those, and then back to metronome finally. I will choose a simple one, rock. 4/4 rock, because why not, right? You know what? I'll switch that up for this. The one I had, Disco 7, because I can do a little funky thing with that. We'll do that in a moment. Okay, now if we're going to do just a regular, plain, straight loop, no drum machine, go to Looper, go to an empty memory slot, and I'm just going to, okay, let's go for it. That is how that works, but notice something that happened. When you start a loop and you press this button right here, this record dub, to stop the loop, it actually doesn't stop. It goes immediately into dub mode on first press to actually stop, as in stop recording, don't dub, you press it twice. Okay. Now, if I want to overdub with this, real easy, you start playing, and then when you want to record, you press it again. Actually, we start playing with this one, and then we can record dub with this one. So I'll start play, then I'll press this, and I'll do a dub. Right. So that's how to do regular functions as far as just straight up looping. Now we'll go to the next memory slot here. I'm on memory 1. I will switch to memory 2. Again, oh, remember that you do have to be on the green side on Looper to switch slots. So now we're on 2. Here's where we get into the drum machine portion of it. I'm first going to hit this guy here, so it's lit up. That's the merger control, as they call it. Now what I'm going to do is press this, and I'm going to audition the drum beat, which I can do by selecting a drum beat by being on select and then pressing stop, play, clear. So that is way too fast. So I'm going to slow it down. Now I can do this while the rhythm is playing, but I will do it just this way. So it's at 150 by default. Change it down to 110. Sounds good to me. Okay, now that this light is on, and we are on a 4/4 beat, I'm going to leave the volume as is for now. Okay, I go to Looper. Now what will happen when I press record dub? It's going to give me a 4-click count off, and then the loop will start recording, and then when I'm done, I press this again. And bear in mind, the moment I press this, it's going to go in the dub mode, and then to stop, I press it again. So, let's go. really nice part about this is that note that I didn't really hit it exactly on the mark when I stopped recording, but it more or less auto-quantized it, which is great. So it's in time. It is absolutely in time. That is great. Now, if I play this, now, here's where this pedal really shines, is that, let's just say, okay, I want to turn off the drums, and I want manual activation of drums. So, there we go. Now if I play this loop, you're not going to hear any drums. Turn it back on. Turn it back on while the loop is playing. Or actually, I'll do the, actually, let me see if I remember this correct. Nope, not that way. I'm still learning this pedal, so you have to bear with me. Got a little confused there, but I'm leaving this in the video because you got to kind of figure this stuff out. Okay, what I had to do in order to stop the drums while the loop was playing is I actually had to be on rhythm. Okay, so if I start this loop while I'm on looper and I want to stop the drums, I got to be over here. So I'll press this, then I'll press this, then I'll press this, and the drums will stop. Right. Now you'll notice that when I do that, the rhythm machine does not sync. It doesn't quantize when you do it that way. But if you tap it at the right time, then it more or less will. And that's okay. That's okay. Now another thing that I can do while this is playing, while in the rhythm actually I'll do that. Can I do that while I'm, no, I should do it here. Nope, I gotta do it while I'm on, I'll do it while I'm on looper. Is that I can switch the beats on the fly, which is cool. So I'm going to start this, then I'm going to go to rhythm, and I'm going to choose another rhythm pattern. Yes, that did sound a bit ridiculous, but the point is you can do it. Now let's just say I do that here and I go over to just a standard 4/4 rock. Okay, back to looper and we'll play it and see how it sounds now. Simple. Okay. Now, the one thing, well, there's two things I can't show. And I mentioned this in the beginning of the video. The first part is that at present, I can't show the software because it's not ready. That's the thing. It's like Locato is getting it ready. I know that they are. And then again, it might be ready at the time that I publish this video. The second thing is that, again, in order to switch from one, let me just go back, make sure I'm on looper. Yep. From one to the next. So if I want to go from memory 1 to memory 2 with my foot, I would have to have the foot switch controller in order to do that. Okay, so what do I think of this thing otherwise? First of all, I love the way this thing is made. It's all metal all around. Now this top is, of course, I think it's a piece of Lexan or something like that, plexiglass, which is fine. Yeah, it does get a little fingerprint on. So what? No big deal. It's no big deal. I do like the fact you've got separate colors for these. The screen is bright, easily readable. The buttons have a very satisfying click to them. Even this one, it's just a very nice. You can really hear it when I do it, and even if I don't press it, it's just got a very, very good tactile feel to it. Everything has a good tactile feel to it. The jacks on the side also, every single one of them, well made. Yeah, you definitely getting your money's worth out of this one. There's no question about that. I like that things are clearly marked. I like the overall design of it, that it's not busy. You can read, they put nice sans serif fonts everywhere. This is the only logo that's on the front. You just got this and this. And you know how some other pedals, they just put all sorts of artwork over it? Now, maybe that's okay for simpler pedals, but for advanced ones like this, it needs to be simple as far as layout is concerned. And yeah, it is simple, which is good. I love the fact that this is different than this. For this is green, this is red. So you know where you are. It's just nice that you know where you are. Another thing I will show here before, well, level, okay, that's easy to figure out. That's just, and you use it, I think, with the, yeah. This is a decibel level of how loud the looper is, and if I do the same thing over here, now this one doesn't show it in decibel, it's just a regular counter number. More or less does the same function. Oh, I forgot to show the fade out. Okay. If I'm playing a loop and I want it to fade out, right now it is at 0 second. If I change it, we'll just do, it goes up to 5 seconds. So you got a 1 to 5 second fade. If I leave it here and then I start the loop with this, and I believe this button will fade it out. So let's give it a try. Okay, I was wrong. That is, if I wanted to dub, I would actually press this again. So let me go back, because I was on another loop that I recorded there. We'll go back to this one, back to fade. I will start it. Actually, let me go back to that disco beat I had, just so it sounds the way I originally had it. Back here to fade out, 5 second. We'll start, and then I'll press it again, and then we'll do a 5 second fade out. That's it. Okay. I might as well just show what does a 1 second fade out sound like. We'll do that one too. 1 second fade out. There we go. Is there anything else I'm missing? Oh yeah, how do you delete a... oh yeah, I guess there's a couple other things I can show. There is undo, redo, and delete. Now if I do... I'll have to do another loop here. Just a second. Okay, we'll make it real simple. I'll just start it, and I'll go ahead and do a dub. Right. Now, if I want to, I'll just play it back so you hear that again. Okay, if I want to undo that dub, press and hold here. Oh, I deleted my loop. I made a mistake. I think it was this one. That's all right, we can do it again. I've only had this for like a day, so I am still getting used to this. Okay, well that's alright, we'll do the whole thing over again. Not a big deal. So on disco number 7, that is the beat I want. Go back here and start. Right. All right, we're back where we were. I think it's this one where I press and hold and I'll undo. We'll see if it does that. No, it's while the loop is playing. That's what it is, this one. Okay, let's try that again. Watch for the undo up here. I think I got it now. Yes. Okay, that was the undo. And if I want to redo, start the loop and hold. Yes. Okay. Then, if I just want to outright delete this loop entirely, stop the loop, press and hold, and clear. Whew! Yeah, I do leave mistakes like this in here because, you know, when you're learning this thing, again, it's an advanced pedal. It's advanced. So, it's not as simple as the 3-slot Locato looper or the 3-slot and the 9-slot. Those are dirt simple. They're meant to be. This one's supposed to be advanced, and it is. Okay, so I think I covered everything. Pretty sure. Yep, I did. Memory fade out level, select beat per minute, volume. Yep, how to change the beat, how to audition the beat. Showed how to take that. Oh yeah, and be on. Just to do that once more. All right, memory, and then out. Oh yeah, no, I deleted the loop. Duh. Okay, so I showed how to do that. The merger on and off. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I could show you guys before I end this one out. I don't think so. I think the only other stuff I could show at this point I can't do yet because I don't have the foot switch, the external foot switch that is, and I don't have the software. Once I get the software, like I don't know if I'm going to bother with the foot switch thing, but yeah, I want that software. I told them, I said I want that software, and again, they're working on it. They are where I know that they are. So otherwise, yeah, thumbs up. It's a solid build. 44.1 kilohertz quality mono or stereo. Yeah, it's a good looking pedal. It really is. Not only is it good looking, it functioned, you know, out of the box. So I was like, okay, nice. And the little manual that it comes with. It is in. Sometimes this matters, you know, because this is a China product. So, is the manual in English? Yes, it is. So, when you look at it, you say, oh, okay. You can actually understand what's going on. Okay, fine. Do your looping. Have a good time. But yeah, thumbs up for me. Yeah, it's very nice. I like it. Oh, it's time for some metal.